I'm so excited in today's video. I was putting into is a high school build and kind of just demolishing our old one, building a new one for our Let's Play. And I think without further ado, let's jump into the video so I don't spoil too much. So with every generation for our Disney Princess Challenge, which we stream live, or I do post live streams on my other YouTube page, which you guys can definitely check out, or join us live and figure out what we're up to. But currently we are moving on to Gen 7. Oh my god, why do I keep forgetting? But next gen is Belle, and I haven't done this in a while, so I'm really happy to be able to do this again and just be able to demolish and rebuild the skill in according to whatever gen we are on. Mainly, I kind of got didn't really want to do build videos for a while, but with the schools at least, I really like seeing the different schools as we go into them. This one, I won't lie though, ended up a lot more fancy than I intended. I usually like to build the schools based off of our current financial circumstances, and our gen isn't supposed to be technically that rich. But I could feel like if Belle is supposed to be really into books and stuff, which if you guys want to check out the challenge, I'll make sure to remember to put down the link down below. It is the Disney Princess Challenge, but just in case there's other ones out there, I'll put the one that I'm utilizing down below. But we're not supposed to have a whole lot of money, but with Bella, at least, part of the challenge, obviously, she likes reading and whatnot, so I figured that it'd be, maybe she has a scholarship. The only predicament, though, is that she has a bunch of siblings, so maybe, you know, I don't know how to explain how they got in there, too, unless they're really smart. I do know this might be a spoil, or you don't really care for it, but our brother is into science, so maybe that'll make sense, but who knows. There's a few things that I like to put into my school, for the layout and everything, and how I wanted to design it. I didn't really know this. I think this is why I kind of made it way too fancy rather than whatchamacallit, you know, making it into their financial circumstances. But, you know, either way, it looks really, really pretty, and I really wanted to be able to build, make a video out of this because I spent so much time into how this one looks and how it turned out. So, there's a few things I like to put into the schools. One, as we're building right now, is the nurse's office. It's kind of a spot for when my kids are too tired, they can have a spot to sleep, which does happen since I really like going to school and taking them to school. I feel like it builds social interactions. We could just fast forward through the classes and they don't take that long. We can get into clubs and everything in a more in-person fashion. So I really like incorporating the schools. So obviously bathrooms, I think, oh god, I will mention the one flaw definitely is I usually like adding more bathrooms, but since I was so unsure of how I wanted to build this school, I only built one bathroom in this whole entire lot, and I think I'm going to regret it really, really quickly, and I'm going to have to add another. My issue is I didn't realize that until after I did all the roofing and the layout and everything, that I really did not want to spend any more time on trying to figure out where to squeeze in another bathroom. There is 3 stalls, but if you guys have played with High School Pack, or if you experience classes and stuff, high school yourself in the pack, it's not in real life, you know what I mean? But usually one bathroom is occupied by the custodian, one is usually pranked on, and then third one, if you have more than one kid that's going to school, you know, you're kind of all doomed duking it out for the bathroom, and you gotta go. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna regret that. I was debating whether or not to put one on the 2nd floor because I only have one room, which is the main attraction to the school, is the library on the 2nd floor. But since I wanted a what's it called? Not a sunroof, but I just wanted a glass panelings for the top floor. I didn't really think that you'd want to be able to I don't know. Maybe I could have put a bathroom in there. I just didn't really feel like it made sense upstairs, which you guys will see eventually. I will preface that if anything's clipped out or edited out, or some things I did forget to record because it went from live stream to me recording on my own, I will be showing it all off. We will get a final tour in the end, kind of going over everything. I do make sure to take out landscaping because I love landscaping. I take so much time landscaping. But I don't know many people who like watching people landscape. Maybe one day I'll make a video just dedicated to me landscaping because I find it so therapeutic to landscape and just take the time out to place each individual plant and laying it out everywhere. I just feel like it makes the builds satisfying, if that makes any sense. When I do the build part, I'm just like, oh god, I want to burn it. Oh god, I hate it. Oh god, what am I doing? Oh god, roofing. That's my process. But when I get to do landscaping, I feel like I'm making it pretty. It gets really fun. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll fall in love with building. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like building for my Sims. I like being able to create the stuff for them myself. I'm just not confident in my building. Okay, it's a work in progress. I don't I don't go looking at buildings often. I don't really know anything. So, or even like a sense of style, if that makes any sense. So it's just like when I feel like when I build, I feel like it makes no sense what I'm doing. You know, I think that explains it, sums it up. So, as you guys can see, we already got everything kind of mapped out. Everything's on the first floor. I knew I wanted it to be a smaller school. I knew I had originally put this in mind because I wanted it to seem like we didn't have a whole lot of money. But then I got in my head for some reason when I first started building it that I wanted these giant columns in front, which I only have 2 right now. I add more later. Just kind of like giant pillars. I don't know why. So I incorporated that, which made it honestly look really, really fancy. And oh my god, when I got to gardening, nothing stopped me on making that place look like we had any financial troubles. So it looks really nice, and I can't wait to show you guys. I think in the future I might record more of the landscaping, so at least I can tell you guys how I mapped it out and how I kind of planned it. But usually, I will be honest, I'm kind of winging it with the landscaping. I'm just like, okay, this looks pretty. This looks pretty. Oh, I need to fill these gaps up. And there was landscaping throughout the whole entire build of this. So I think it looks really nice and I love it. But who knows? Let me know down below in the comments if that's something you guys are interested in, either of those. But that's what we got going on. But yeah, so the main attraction, like you guys heard, is the library. I knew I wanted it to have a really, really fancy library, and that's why Belle wants to go to it. And I knew that I wanted to incorporate the colors blue and yellow, which you guys will see eventually. That's kind of just the colors I picked for Belle. I really don't have a fashion style yet. So if you guys have a style that we should put Belle in, let me know. I'm not heavily going based off of the movies. I will preface that. So like when we did Anna's gen, she ended up being very like hippie, laid back. Like I like to call it like, let's groovy, baby. I don't know fashion, I don't know styles, so bear with me is what I'm trying to say also. So but that's kind of what I went for her. Nothing really like her original character. So I'm also trying to make it make sense with the storyline. So as for Belle's parents, which is Rapunzel. Sorry, not Tangled, Rapunzel. You know what I meant, right? But she ended up, like, we kind of, like, baby our kids. We let them get away with everything. Fortunately, all of our kids are kind of aging up really smart. So that's why I feel like at least we can say that they got into the school either through a scholarship or recommendation and whatnot. So hopefully, I mean, I forget, actually, our mom is famous. I keep forgetting that because when you sell your artwork, you get famous weirdly, which, I mean, I guess makes sense if you're constantly selling your artwork like that, but either way, I guess maybe we got in through recommendation, and the ones who didn't, you know, weren't that, you know, if somewhere, I don't know yet, okay, they're toddlers and kids, like, I can't really gauge how wise they are in The Sims 4 at least, so maybe if they aren't, or some of them ends up not being, we can just say they got in because of their mom being like, hey, if you want one of my kids, all of them need to go here. Who knows? But I think that's good. I really like creating lore. That's why I'm kind of talking through that with you guys. If you don't care, I'm sorry. My build technique is wing it till I make it. So that's why I feel like I'm usually rambling in these build videos. Because I'm just like, I wanted pillars and what else? I knew I wanted it to be elevated. I don't know why. I just thought I got in my head this idea of us having to climb like magnificent stairs, like looking up and being like awestruck, if that makes sense. Especially since I'm making the library being 2 floors. The idea is that the library is the main like. Well, I mean, I said that main attraction, but also it's like one of the biggest libraries within the like I don't know the Sims world, while also within a school itself. So it's like quite impressive, and that's like the main thing and every reason why people want to go here and study and be a part of it. So and why Belle wants to go. So I'm very excited, but I'm very nervous. So I did incorporate some spots later, which you guys will see, is such as like Belle has to romance 5 Sims total as part of the challenge. So even though we're a bookworm, we're gonna have to do a lot of romancing. So I do have a few spots that I kind of made more romanticized, which you guys will see in the future, probably more in the tour itself. I'll be able to showcase those, but if I forget to mention them, just know that if you see things and you're like, wait, why is that there? Maybe like a woohoo bush, or like a, you know, like I try to make it romanticize, like all the flowers and whatnot, and I had a lot of fun with that. So we're coming to the end of, like, especially like the landscaping and laying everything out. I still didn't realize how small the bathroom is and how few I had. The color scheme does change. Originally, I don't know, let me know what you guys think with the yellow. I do make it brown. I don't know why. It was just, okay, I was second guessing my whole entire life while building this. I was like, it looks kind of ugly. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't have any images that I was looking at because I usually do with the schools. This one, I basically had 2 ideas in mind and then ran with the rest. So I was just like constantly like, I don't know how I feel. I knew I wanted the flat roofing, which I'm definitely personally gonna have to watch a lot more people who do flat roofing styled builds, because I was just like, I did it and I was like, what else do I do? I've seen a few like James Turner builds videos where he does like the flat roofs, but I'm like, he just usually leaves it concrete, no? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Clearly I don't pay attention well enough and I need to. Because I was just like, I feel like I should be able to add a little more. I did add these items from the high school pack, kind of like a little edging to it just to make it feel a little more fancy than just 2 slats up top platforms, I guess, you know what they're actually called. So hopefully it looks okay. I do change the, what's it called? Yeah, the glass paneling there. And like I said, I really wanted it to be fancy, natural lighting into this beautiful, magnificent library. I did wish I added more plants inside, but in the end, I didn't. When it comes to the part of like decorating inside the school, I don't overly do it. I feel like in the future, maybe I'll focus on that instead. It's just, especially with these builds, they get so massive and I'm only gonna be in it for a little while that I'm like, okay, I need the necessities, I need a few things for story play, and then everything else I'm just like, you know, like, I definitely, like I said, I could do more in the future and I feel like I should, and maybe that's what I'll challenge myself with the next high school. So like I was saying, I've done high schools in the past. I've posted them here on our channel here if you guys want to check them out. Check out the original high school I did where I kind of based it off of the one I went to, if I remember correctly. I remember being like, okay, I want to do certain setups like that, but I don't remember how exact it was. Oh my god, that was like over a year ago now. It's insane to think how long a legacy challenge takes, especially since we stream it twice a week. We're currently on Gen 7. I mean, I do have a lot of Let's Plays that I like to do. I don't know. It's just like, 1, I gotta edit it. 2, I really want to make sure that I have stuff that you guys would like to watch and that I would personally like to stay like excited about, which is why I like not, you know, doing only one challenge. I like being able to incorporate multiples, but maybe I should dial it down, huh, guys? I've been thinking about that lately, and I'm like, oh god, I got a lot going on, because we have the Disney Princess Challenge, which is why I'm building this. We have our New Year, New Me challenge right now, and then we have our Rent to Riches series, and then I want to add more, but I'm trying so hard not to. There's just so many fun things to do in The Sims, and I'm trying to, like, keep some series short while also only, and the 100 Baby Challenge. Almost forgot about that challenge. How could I forget? But I have a lot of fun with it. I really hope if you guys, I hope you guys do enjoy it and want to be a part of it. If you guys are just here for the build video, I am trying to do more build videos, I promise. Because there is builds that I need to do and I want to be able to incorporate more time into it. Such as our high school build. And I know I redid the wedding lot, but I didn't make a video out of that. So if you guys saw, I originally did a wedding lot for this challenge, for our Disney Princess Challenge. And I kind of change it a bit every generation. But since I don't change the building, I figured it didn't really need a video. So I'm still excited though. I really like that I have that set up. But for the high school itself, I like that it changes and that it has story behind it. Like previously, I think we had generations that were poorer, that had more money, so we made it more modern and fancy. We had a generation where they were like super rich, so we went to a very fancy school. I'm kind of sad that school we only went to once for Princess Aurora. This one ended up being just fancy just because I made it fancy, and we're gonna create lore behind it so we can go here. I don't care, it's gonna happen. But as you guys can see, we're gonna start makeshifting the landscaping. I'm gonna be using those yellow flowers a lot. That one and like a little shrub one. I don't know anything about flowers either, sadly, so wish I did. But there's 2 flowers that I use everywhere. There's these shrubs that I use everywhere, and then 1 tree, and I kind of just place those everywhere. I try not to mesh too much together because then it can get lost. or the colors just don't match as well. Plus these two worked out really well. But now moving on to furnishing the inside. We are coming closer to the end because I don't record a lot of the inside. So the big chunk of it was just the outside, planning the interior and whatnot. As for like the classrooms and everything, that's kind of duplicated and whatnot. So for the nurse's office, like I said, I like having this because my Sim's kind of to school tired, and I'm like, okay, on their breaks, let's just send this Sim to sleep, and the rest can either do homework or something if we forgot to do it. I haven't play tested this yet, so I will preface, I haven't put it up on the gallery either yet. I'm hoping to play test it before I put it in front of you guys, because in the past, sometimes I even, like, put the whiteboard backwards, and I was like, oh god, if somebody downloaded this, I would have felt so bad, especially since I put so much work and effort into it, and you guys, like, I bet, like, showing up, and you're like, why isn't the class working? So, because I'm a little worried, I won't lie, about these, what are they called? The covering, the curtains. There we go. Oh my goodness. And whether or not my Sims can go through it. I believe they can, because I've seen people use curtains as doorways and stuff. So the idea was that you get a sense of privacy as a student, and I added these debug little bars, whatnot, you guys can see sticking up to say that it's like sitting on that rather than it's just floating. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I wanted to go for the all white basic bed, so I like hunted for the best bed for it. We have like a little office space for the nurse, although it is pretty small. You guys can see that next to the nurse's office is the principal's office, and it's small. I won't lie, I did forget about it, and we kind of just took a chunk out of the nurse's office and placed it there. I think that was the downfall about planning the layout before like putting a bunch of items in, is the layout for certain things ended up being smaller than others. Because I thought the nurse's office was huge until, you know, obviously I'm doing it now, and I wanted to incorporate a spot for the nurse to sit, filing cabinets for the nurse, and eventually I was like, oh, let's add a sink, because obviously I want the nurse to wash their hands, even though there's no actual nurse. These are like details I get into my head. I'm like, why am I thinking about these? The Sims will never use it. Sims will probably actually go to that sink, and it'll be so annoying, because you're like, why are you going there? There's a perfectly good sink right there. Even with the new update, I think I just forget. They add these awesome things like ceilings, and now the sink update, and I forget, because there's like so many other things I'm like trying to figure out at the same time, such as, why is my Sim not, you know, eating, or why is I don't know, who knows, honestly, where's my toddler running off to, or why is my Sim keep picking up the infant? That one's my least favorite. Oh my goodness, when the Sim just won't ignore the infant. I'm like, I'm taking care of the infant, I promise. But now moving on to the library, originally with, sorry, that is my cat. I love her, but as you guys can hear her, she is making a ruckus. But moving on, I'm just going to talk over her. As for the library, originally I wanted it to be really fancy, which is why I used those, what's it called, bookshelves. But eventually I realized they kind of do the weird glitching bits, and I don't really like it when it does that, like weirdly phases through each other. So I do change those out for the book nook bookshelves. Plus I get to stack it even higher, so I was like, if this is the most impressive library, I wanted to touch the ceiling, you know? I think the one issue I had with the library particularly was I was trying to go from, like, Realm of Magic for the bookshelf, so I was like, okay, Realm of Magic furniture, but then I was like, they kind of just don't clash, and I think this is where I started to realize I needed to look at the exterior more often to get the interior view, especially with the doors and the windows and the wallpaper that we incorporated, and making sure that I remember the style, because it's very easy to forget when you get so focused onto one thing. So here's like the little spiral staircase that your Sims can go through. I thought it was like rule of fancy, as you know, as best as we can do for a spiral staircase. I do change out the art in there and whatnot, which you guys can see. If I don't show it off now, I'll show off later, but I just wanted it to look classy, and I feel like when you have a fancy library, you usually have, like, either artwork on the walls or something fancy on there, kind of like my university had. I don't know what other universities are like, but mine did. It had, like, just, like, sculptures and stuff and whatnot. I didn't really incorporate sculptures in this one. I just wanted to make sure that I incorporated artwork at least here and there. I did, like I said, I did want to add, like, a library, because I thought that would look really cozy with the books and the nature. But I incorporated the nature outside, but then not really on the inside. I did incorporate the one of the like plants that we get from the high school pack, but that was about it. So this is about the time where I'm realizing I don't like how the what's it called, bookshelves look. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll move them over, I'll give them proper spacing, but then that looks kind of wonky. It was just the way they were placed, they overlap, but then you get the weird glitch. Or if you place them apart, they're too far apart, and I was like, oh god, and maybe I'll move them in slightly. And then I had the weird bit where I was accidentally putting the wall, and then, yeah, I feel like if you build, you kind of know what I'm saying. So I was like, be gone, you're done with. I'll end up utilizing the other ones, eventually. Thankfully, since I am building on the high school, you can just hit the delete, click on it, hit the delete button. It doesn't go into your household inventory or anything like that because we don't have one. So I will say that the bookshelves do look sadder. They don't look as fancy, but at least the fact that we get to build it to the rooftop is what made me happy about it, and being able to incorporate that aspect and keeping it true to the fact that it's a fancy school because it has a fancy library. But yeah, so I want to make sure, I think I don't show you guys, I do have the cafeteria next to it. The cafeteria is just like a few tables and the eating area. I usually like to incorporate a spot to get coffee, but I found that I prefer if my sim go to bed instead of drink coffee, because coffee only gives you a slight boost, and kind of coffee in the game, for me at least, is more of annoyance than it is beneficial, because it doesn't give them much of a boost. Although I probably should, now that I'm thinking about it, just incorporate coffee into my Sims day-to-day life, since I like coffee. I don't know, it's just like, oh, we wake up, let's make coffee. I usually don't think about coffee in the Sims until like my Sims like passing out, and I'm like, just drink coffee, we gotta keep going, if you know what I mean. So I didn't really incorporate one in this build, but I usually like to, and whatnot. So I do incorporate little study spots, which you guys will see soon enough, but I just wanted to make sure that I wrapped the, the stairs and whatnot, either with seating, so we can have plenty of spots to sit and study, and also so it just really makes the library feel more cool and a labyrinth and like a full of books and whatnot. So I really hope that we can utilize the library. I don't really know what we're gonna read quite yet as Belle. I know I'm thinking of putting her on the writing career path, but outside of that, I'm not quite sure or certain yet. Because I thought it'd be kind of cool if we read probably werewolf books, is what I was thinking. I was originally thinking like skill books or something. Maybe we like learn a bunch of weird facts or something. Or maybe we read romance, but your sim doesn't really gain anything from that. So I was thinking maybe we read the werewolf books, but I feel like I've read those so often now that I'm like, it's whatever. But with Belle, you know, Beauty and the Beast, I should say. I was thinking we romance a werewolf. So I thought that'd be a lot of fun. So maybe that's why we read into books on werewolves and stuff, because it does give you a lot of information. Plus, she can learn the cures, she can learn ways to help tame them, and a lot of information. I feel like that pack really utilizes books to gain knowledge, or, you know, digging around the town. So as small as the world is, it really does incorporate a lot there. So I think we might be able to utilize that this upcoming gen. I don't know. I'm really hoping we can, I don't know how we're gonna find a werewolf. Has anybody had a werewolf rampaging through their high school? Because I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, if it does, cool, because then we can romance them in high school. But, I mean, we still have to romance 4 individuals before the 5th one. The 5th one we can marry. That's the challenge, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, because I might be wrong. I don't know yet. But now moving on, like I said, with the classrooms, they're kind of just repetitive. I mainly put art on the main walls that we can see. I do slap up a few in the end, which I don't show in the recording. And I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to do a tour for you guys, let me just put up a few. You know what I mean? So we're probably going to find a wall that's not painted. So good thing I haven't uploaded it yet. But I'm excited to show you guys how it looks in the end, mainly because of the landscaping. That's my main excitement. I won't lie though, with these rooms, because I wanted to add a teacher's desk, even though it's not needed as always. The room got really jammed packed. I'm gonna have to, I was planning to at least look into a mod where we can have more students in the school, because I'm pretty sure that has to be a mod. But considering how small my classrooms are, I don't think we will have room for it. I just didn't want her to, because she has 4 older brothers, little Belle, I don't know how that happened, who are all aliens, by the fact. If you're wondering how that happened, 10 out of 10 recommend joining us for that challenge. But I figured the whole class is going to be her and her brothers. Like, it's going to be so hard to find somebody to romance, because she has 4 older brothers, which could explain why she goes through so many relationships, since, you know, very protective, probably older brothers. But, we'll see. I don't think it's fun when it's all you and all your siblings in one class. It's not, like, I can't create drama as well, at least in my opinion. But as you guys can see, I did base each room. We have the blue classroom and the yellow classroom, which I'm not sure if I show that one off, because that one's just repeated the same, but yellow. But I thought it was kind of fun, like, class blue versus class yellow, in a sense. I'm watching too much My Hero Academia right now, I'm not gonna lie, so it's like class A versus class B, if you know what I'm talking about. But I thought that was fun. Now moving on to the last few little rooms we have is the computer room, which I know the blues and the yellows, the blues and the blues don't really match, so I would like to apologize. It's just with the high school pack I've noticed that not all the blues are the same, so like the desks that I have aren't blue. So I will warn you with that. If that bothers you so much, I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna assume that it's the school's like mishap in ordering like blue desk or something, because I didn't see any when I built it, so I'm sorry if that really bothers you. Or if you didn't notice and now it's bothering you, I'm sorry for that too. So, but yeah, so now we have the computer room, finalizing that, just a bunch of desks and stuff, so my Sims can use it if needed, especially if she's getting into writing, that's going to be useful. But now moving on to the gym, there's not a whole lot that goes into the gym. The gym's pretty basic. I just like it because one, you kind of need it for certain things that your Sims does, but two, if I'm trying to keep my Sims in shape or they're in a sport, I like having that, and also the cheer mats, which I have in the back area. And so yeah, and also showers. I can't forget showers. I always like to incorporate that. There's a few things you need for sleep, hygiene, and the toilet that your Sims, if their needs aren't that well, or to eat. But I think with the vending machines, those are really good. The cafeteria is pretty good, and they also have it to where you can eat out of your locker, so there's plenty of options for that, thankfully. So those are like the things I'm like, you must have, and make sure they're incorporating into your build. So sorry that we missed a lot within the speedy run version of the recording, but now we're going to get into the tour. I'm going to slowly show everything off, and hopefully, you know, have some better camera skills, because those usually aren't that great, so I'd like to formally apologize. But I'm excited to show off this build, and I'm really excited to get into it with our Let's Play. So I think without further ado, let's hop into the tour. Okay, so here we have is our Happy Endings High School. So I'm very excited to show you guys. As you can see, we have a little seating area with little bikes, and this is where I start to do the landscaping I showed in the video. But there's the little shrubs you have, and then the yellow and the two little flowers that I put everywhere. Big, like, helpful tip, okay, let me get out of that view, is if you start with this, like half walls or whatever, and then put plants in it, click that, and then just copy, and it copies the plants inside too. I don't know how many people know that, but that has been a life changer with my building overall. So I 10 out of 10 recommend being able to do that and whatnot, if you plan to landscape as crazy as I do. So that's that, but let's zip on here and show what we got going on. A lot of that's just kind of more for me, not really useful for the students. But as we go in here, we have is the principal's office. You know, if you get in trouble, you want to learn some information, which, you know, in actual high schools, you think they have, like, counselors and everything, which I wonder if the Sims will ever incorporate that. You know, if my Sims are constantly sad, like, they just keel over. They don't even do anything. And I'm like, I think they have the helpline, right? And that's about it. I'm like, can I really, Sims? But I guess, you know, the Sims is, like, real life enough as is, so do we really need that? Over here on the left we have is, you know, some generic bathrooms and whatnot, looking pretty nice, and whatnot. But let's zip this way. Let's go from the right and work our way over. So, first things first we have is the nurse's office. So we got, like, the beds and whatnot, where the nurse, whatnot, little hang in there posters and whatnot. I thought that was really cute and whatnot. So I kind of stopped saying whatnot. Okay, we gotta put a counter up or something now. So, and then here's the vending machines and some more lockers. So let's zip. Which way should we go? I don't want to miss anything. Is that the library? Let's wait for the library, because that's supposed to be the best part, apparently. Why am I saying it like I'm the one who didn't build it? So, here we have is Class Blue, as I like to call it, or Class B, I guess. I don't know. I think it looks pretty cute. I like, this is where I'm seeing, like, you can tell the blues are different. So, I'm sorry. But one of the classrooms, I try to make space for the computer. Yeah, for the computer, but also mainly the teacher. So they can have a spot to sit and work, maybe check in, do attendance, you know, that whole thing. If I remember, if schools even still do that, who knows? Who knows? I'm old now, right? Here we have is the computer lab, which is pretty jam-packed, but, see, I'm already going in the other classroom. But I want to make sure you had, like, some type of filing of some sort. I know we don't have printers in the game, but I guess that's where the printer would go if they wanted to print any projects out. Over here is the gym. I added, like, little wall decals. I thought those were really cute. Little mirror. Meditation from punching to jogging. You know, the whole thing. And then here's just some showers. I don't think I put anything else in there. Gosh, it's claustrophobic in there. Okay. I think we're ready for the library, which has 3 different entryways. So, well, let's wait. Let's do the library last, because it has the 2nd floor. So, over here we just have vending machines. It's kind of like a useless hallway where we have lockers and whatnot. It was just kind of the way to design it. I thought the hallways would go around the classrooms, but if the classrooms are on the outer walls, we don't get to see, like, some wall up for when things are half walled, if that makes sense. If that made any sense. But here's room yellow, or room Y, however you like to call it. You know, all yellow, even the teacher stuff is yellow. We got some nice posters and whatnot. So I don't know which one my students will end up in. So that'll be fun to see what classroom we end up in. And then we have here is the cafeteria, you know, just a few wall decals, place to eat and whatnot, and nothing too fancy. Outside, I'm so excited to show you guys outside, but here we have is like a eating slash, I thought it would be really nice to read and whatnot if my students wanted to. Over there we have, I didn't get to show this at all. I forgot to record, so I'm so sorry, but literally, like, is it gazebo? Is that what it's called? Oh my god, correct me in the comments. But I thought that would be a really romantic spot for Belle to get romance. We have a little, there goes my cat again. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the thing, but, you know, we love them. But, yeah, there's a little, telescope. We got a woohoo bush if needed. You never know. And then, let me skirt back up here. I thought that was, like, a little storage thing. I had a little extra space, so I was like, let's just put that there. I don't think it'll be useful, but it's there for that. We have little seats and whatnot where we can practice cheer. There's some individual mats over there and like a little basketball hoop for them to practice. So before I show you the turnaround of the outside, let's go into the library. So as you can see, we have main entryway through like multiple ways, but we have like little spots to study. It goes all the way up to the wall. I guess it doesn't clip. The books don't, but the shelving does. But we know that, but the game, you know, shh. Okay, but it's kind of like the same upstairs, but I'll quickly show you guys as I try to make my way up these lovely stairs, and just a fun spot to study, plenty of books, nice little opening so we can see out in the sky. I can't talk anymore, my cats keep distracting me. Oh my god, I've paused this video so many times. It's fine, I love them. But, let's see. I guess I'll do a swing around, so let's go out to the front now that we've seen everything inside really quickly. You know what I didn't add that would be fun? A hopscotch. Maybe I'll add that. Is that kind of silly? Here, let's go this way. Because I was thinking, we could put one here or something. I don't know. I know we're in high school, but it gives you fitness and stuff. Would that be kind of silly? I know we're in high school, but I got like a little swing set here because I thought that was really cute and whatnot. And I had the spot for it, a few more planters, place to sit. And then we work our way up here is where we have like the basketball hoop and stuff. So I don't think there's a way down there. Yeah, we're kind of on a hill, so I made sure there was railings and everything for safety. And then this is where we end up on this side where the parking is apparently. But there's no access from the parking, I just realized. You have to hop the bushes? How do we get over? Yeah, I guess no matter what, I'm hopping plants. They didn't really make an entryway. Like a walkway? Oh, I guess you go over here. Ah, you know what? I've never done this camera view. So, no, there is an entryway. You know what? My Sims aren't walking over bushes and stuff, so that's fine. That's fine by me, so you can come that way. I guess you go through the back of the school, though. I did incorporate a wishing well, so you know what? I'm going to add a hopscotch, because I thought this would be funny. I don't know if I'm going to use it, because I think your Sims can die by it. But I thought it'd be really funny if we had one. Maybe you go there to make a wish to, you know, have your crush to like you or something silly. But that's it for this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really glad I got to be able to do this with you guys. So hopefully somebody likes the build video, even though I don't do that many build videos. It allowed me the extra time to be able to landscape and place so many flowers, as you guys can see throughout the build. And oh, geez, okay, and the trees and whatnot, and just placing it all how I desire and making it really, really pretty, which is why I said it made it look, or at least feel really fancy. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think that'll do it for the tour, and yeah. And yay, that'll be it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and if you're new to this village, welcome on in, guys. I cannot wait to play in this school and be able to see it. I will remember to add the hopscotch. Let me know if you guys think that's really silly, though. I really want to know. I mean, either way, the Sims can utilize it, and plus it'll be fun. And it's not like I can take them to middle school or, like, anything below that. So, if my Sim has time to go do hopscotch and build their fitness that way, why not? It's a fun, cute thing, and it's a new thing, and they can't, it's not like they can do the marbles thing, so I'm excited to incorporate that in everything that I did, like the wishing well, the little gazebo hangout area, and have some spots, maybe some romantic moments over there while we're in school. So I'll let you know if there's any bugs, and I'll upload it on my gallery shortly. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!